this new episode of PAULCAST show. So for this episode, it's called Chats Across the Causeway. I have my lovely friends here from both from Singapore and from KL. Yeah, so we have Chen, wave, Chen,
Hey, hello from
Neeraj.
Malaysia.
Hey, hello.
Yeah, so both of them are from KL, and Rosh. Rosh
Hey,
is from here, but he also he grew up, right? You grew up in KL, right?
Yeah, I spent a good 17 years in KL.
Okay. Yeah, but one thing that he served army here, and he's a Singaporean also. So and we have Cassandra. We used to work together, and we have Rish. So these are my close friends. It's okay. So a bit of backstory, right, guys? So I think it was 2 3 years ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. Was it 2 3 years ago? 3 years ago.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yeah, 3 years ago that me, Cass, Rish, and some of our other friends, we went over to KL to not just visit David and his family, but also just to want to see how KL is like. Because usually we have church camps, we go to KL to enjoy there, but I think it's like the food there is incredible. Like I'll get them to explain the difference between like Hokkien Mee, all this.
Oh, here we go with the Hokkien Mee.
Yeah, but I just want to bring up this point. Like I love the chendol there. It's just they brought us to some random corner, and like man, the chendol, this small shop, but the chendol it can change your life. Okay, so we're gonna talk about a couple of things. How's it like there? The whole COVID situation there, and how are they coping with it and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so first question: how was the news, circuit breaker and all that announced? So how's it called there in Malaysia?
we
Chen,
call it
Neeraj.
MCO, Movement Control Order.
Okay.
Yeah, which stands for that. Yeah.
Do y'all remember which date was it?
13th of March, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Thereabouts, yeah, sometime middle of March. And since then, we've been on basically sort of a mini lockdown. We're not supposed to be out and about, only out for groceries and essentials. So yeah, it's been pretty intense.
Okay. So do you also have to go out to like wear a mask and all that like in Singapore?
You're encouraged, but they're not going to be too crazy about it. Like I've got stopped at a couple of roadblocks, and yeah, they ask you why you're not wearing a mask. Then, I mean, I still believe that if you're not sick, you shouldn't wear a mask. But there's so much news about this. Nobody really knows, I think, whether you should or should not if you're not sick or not.
Okay. Oh man.
Yeah, you
No
don't really know if
fines?
you're angry or not. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I mean for us here, I think it's quite as the day goes on, right? There are more and more cases, so they always adapt to the situation where they will implement new kind of measures lah. Like for example, before you must definitely wear a mask, but back then it was not as strict. But now you will have a fine, if you don't wear a mask. And how are you guys adapting so far?
I think we spend a lot of time at home. So if you go out, just put on a mask to make sure that you just have to be responsible. And I think it's more of like the kiasi thing. If you are more afraid, I think our government was very afraid about the whole virus outbreak in Malaysia. So when they imposed it during the MCO, very, very strict rules came out immediately. Like you can't leave your house too far. Later on, of course, more rules came out, but the rules that came out later on were more, a little bit more, maybe relaxing, that maybe you can travel by 10 kilometers, but at the same time, also they put rules in like you can only have one person from each family from each household to go out.
Wow.
And you must have documents in your car. Yeah. One person from each family, yeah. But the sort of like the more measures that came in like right now is what I think a lot of people flouted at the start.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't take them seriously. So I think after a few days, they put in the police, they put in the army. A week later, they put in the army to help out the police. Yeah. So you have roadblocks everywhere. Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
they start, yeah, which is very, very. I felt it was a bit extreme, but it turned out pretty good. Our numbers have dropped significantly since.
Right. And what about you, Rosh? How have you been like adapting to the whole situation? Okay, so one thing about David Rosh, he is he's very active in CrossFit and all that. So he's up and about most of the time. And yeah, well, how have you been adapting to the situation, man?
TikTok.
TikTok. There have been a lot of jibes about TikTok. Yes, one of them is TikTok. I am on TikTok, guys. Follow me, David Rosh 92.
Awesome,
Yeah, that's one of that. But I think one of the biggest differences, I guess, is I've been so used to. I guess in Singapore, what I normally do is, as if I'm a student and I'm also working part time in a gym. So sometimes if there's work and school on the same day, I'm out of the house at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm not back till a good like 10 or 11 at night. So and that can happen maybe 4 to 5 times a week, or sometimes even more. Not accounting for even like church ministry meetings and other just general hangouts outside. And now that all that has just come to a grinding halt. So I've been trying to find ways to keep active in this time, as well as get used to being at home, getting used to interacting with my family more. That's been very interesting. My family who I live with in Singapore. Yeah, and yeah, just managing that and finding a daily routine that I used to kind of have. Yeah, that's been the number one challenge. Yeah,
Okay.
in this time.
Okay, so speaking about routine, right? Like, how have you, since it's a challenge for you, how have you like tried to overcome it? And do you have any advice to anyone who is listening? Like, how can they also like break from that routine if they are finding it hard? Yeah.
I think finding things like that you enjoy and maybe placing them at a certain time of your day helps. So that keeps a constant every day. So for me, I do enjoy working out, especially when it's with people. So my gym has been doing virtual classes online. So I normally try and join the morning class, so it doesn't feel like I'm doing it alone. And then so that kind of starts my day. And from there, I kind of have a good start to the day. I do the same. So maybe 5 out of the 7 days I've been doing the exact same thing. So it's about creating little pockets of time where, you know, things you want to look forward to. So, and even that's like meal times. So it's just scheduling that, which a coach of mine actually, he advocated to schedule your meal times. If not, you will be ducking into the fridge and opening it. So I'm not saying I have stuck to that, but I've been doing my very best. Yeah. So you do have like maybe certain points a day, and maybe like 8 or 9 p.m. onwards is like your Netflix time, or you know, something. So you do have like things to enjoy, and then you can fill in the gaps with trying to be productive, I guess.
All right, man.
Trying.
Okay. How about you girls, Rish and Cass? How have and I think one thing that Rosh mentioned about is his family, right? I think most of us are spending more time with our families. How has it been for you guys? Is it like was it a good thing? Was it a bad thing? You know, like just share your experience. Maybe Rish first.
Definitely seeing a lot of my dad lah. But he still has to like go to work because he's in an engineering company. So they're still considered essential lah because of the, you know, whatever things that he need to use at the workplace. But however, I feel like generally I'm at home a lot more, and you know, I have a lot more like dinners with him almost every day. So I think that's good. I think this season is only temporary. You'll never come back again. Yeah, so definitely trying to see the good of it lah. Yeah.
Cass, what about you? How have you been coping with the situation so far?
I think it's about like 3 or 4 weeks now. So I think at the start of the week or the break from work, right, it was very like restful because you get to do what you need to do, catch up on like errands that you need to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
and
what
I
if
think
Aaron
right now
don't like ketchup? If it prefers chili or like
Look at Rosh. I'm gonna mute. Okay. Yeah. I think as of now it's better, but I think at the start it was quite hard because like I'm someone who really enjoy like company with like Rish, you guys, Rosh, you know. So I think the whole no gathering at church and stuff really affected at the start.
Mhm.
But then I learn like what's good about it, you know. So I get to cook more, which I don't usually do. Yeah, and I got to be more creative in other things.
All right.
Yeah.